Aww. Beep, beep. How do you do? Hello. Bye-bye. Bye. Hello, my honeys, and welcome yet again to my YouTube channel. Bad back. Listen, it is always with great excitement to welcome you to my channel, and I hope you feel it. I hope you see it. I love you so much. We are on 311 subbies, and my heart keeps on melting. You know, there's nothing that beats you doing what you like and having people who support you on the road. So I'm fulfilled. I'm very content. Thank you very much to each and every single one of you, to all 311 of you who subscribed. I want to say thank you so much for journeying with me. Hasin Twenya, the whole thing. And if you are new, I just want to say welcome. Feel at home. We are nice people. I mean, we're nice people. I think you've seen by now that we are really nice people. But yeah, feel at home and be kind enough to hit the subscribe button, provided that you like this home that we are in. Otherwise, to my regular deculars, my returning soldiers, you know that I've got nothing but mad love for you. I hope you see it. I hope you feel it, because I really do appreciate you. So if you are new here, and it is always with great excitement to welcome you here. And I think I've said that 100 times now. So yeah. So first things first, I just want to say happy Mother's Day to each and every single one of you mommies out there. And mainly because this was recorded on Mother's Day. I mean, how nice is it to be a mom today? Because we get to wear the gown, the Mother's Day, sleepers. It's a Mother's Day. How nice. We're doing content from the bed. It means today we're not on baby watch. It means the kids are with daddy or the kids are with grandmothers, and it's our day to rest, guys, which we so much deserve, you know. So I just want to say happy Mother's Day to each and every single one of you. I hope that you had a beautiful one, and far and beyond people pampering you, I hope that you extended grace to yourself on this day, you know, because as I was sitting here and reflecting, I thought to myself, there are so many pressures on being a mother, and not only pressures that society puts on us as mothers, but pressures that we also put on ourselves as mothers, you know. So I hope on this day you extend grace to yourself, because truth is, you are doing a beautiful job, you know. Not everyone can do it, but you are out there nailing it and doing it so well. And I just want to say, take a moment and clap for yourself. Take a moment and say, you know what? I am doing this thing. I don't know what it is, but I am doing it, you know. And if you follow me on my Instagram, you know by now that I've got nothing but mad love for mothers. And that is because my own journey has taught me a lot about motherhood. Which brings me to this topic today. Let me really preach it out. Which brings me to the topic for the day. So I have a book here. Yeah, so that's why I'll be, pardon me if you see my eye going on the side. I just want to reflect so that I don't lose my thinking pattern. I don't go astray, sorry, of what I want us to talk about today. So today we are going to talk about the truth about motherhood, or my truth about motherhood. And this this honestly stems from the fact that when we are young and, I don't want to say naive, when we are young and non-pregnant and we are non-mothers, we we perceive motherhood as something else. I think we all have an idea of what we think motherhood is until you become a mother and you realize that in terms of everything, what I thought is really not what is happening right now. And I think we can all attest to that, you know. So this is me just wanting to share my 5 truths about motherhood. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to be as naked as I can possibly be. Reason being that I know deep in my heart that there's a mom or mothers out there who are going through what I went through and are thinking, what is this? Which contract is this? Because this is not the one I signed, you know. But I want you to know that you are not the only one, you know. And I want you to know that actually, girl, this is what it is, you know. And I want those who are not mothers yet to actually have some sort of an idea what this is, because I think I'm one of those who walked into this blindfoldedly, you know, because I had this rosy vision of what motherhood is. So that's the reason why we gathered here. Like I said, it is my truth. This does not mean this is what every mother goes through, you know. It's not blanket approach, but this is my truth. And I hope that in my truth, you can find your truth as well. Well, I hope that in my truth, you can do better and you can better equip yourself, you know. So let's go. On motherhood fact number 5. So I'm going to be doing 5 going down, right? So it's a countdown. So 5 is that your body will never be the same again. I purposefully and intentionally said this slowly because I wanted to sink in. I wanted to sink in for your mental wealth, mental health. It needs to sink in. And this is by far the greatest hill in motherhood that we need to climb. And some of us make it to the top, you know, and help others come up. But some of us are still climbing that mountain personally, you know. But I want to bring something to your attention. And that is, you birthed a human being. And maybe not even one, maybe 2, maybe 3, whatever the number is. But you birthed a human being. You brought life into this earth, you know. And I don't want the gains of motherhood make you neglect that beautiful fact that you birth life, you know. And another thing, second to that I want to add is that if you want to work on your motherhood body, it does not mean that, oh, if you want to work on your if you want to work on your postpartum body, it does not mean that you are not happy with being a mom, you know, because I want us to neglect purposefully, and I want us to go away from this act or tradition of bullying each other when it comes to our bodies, you know. If someone wants to work on their body postpartum, let them do it. It's their body. And if a person feels that this is the new me, I want to embrace it, this is where I am, let them do it, you know. I think the greatest magic in your postpartum body is acceptance. First things first, you need to accept that you are not the same person you were, and therefore your body is gonna change. Your body went through enormous changes, you know. It went from birthing a human being, it went to having temporary structures in place just to make sure that this human being is safe, you know. You ate in ways you didn't do before, you know. So things are not going to look the way they used to. Some of us breastfed, our breasts are not gonna look the same, you know. And it is okay. It is okay. I think we need to accept our bodies. And acceptance, let me say this, acceptance does not mean that you were stuck. Acceptance does not mean that you're going to wake up every day looking into the mirror and hating the person that you see and not do anything about it. That is not what acceptance is. Acceptance is saying that this is where I am now. And how I got to where I am is because I was pregnant. and I gave birth to a person, and my breasts are not so plummy and standing up because I breastfed, and that is acceptance. But as to what you do to get to where you want to be after this, it's entirely up to you, and you should do it at your own race. Yes, let's go back to where I said that extend grace to yourself. Extend grace to yourself. Mental wealth depends on it. And I read a post, quick share under this, is that I read a post that said, make sure that you're not losing out on, yes, I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember it word to word, sorry. But it says, make sure that you don't lose out on your on your child's milestone while busy worrying about bouncing back, because that's what we might that's a trap you might fall into. You might find yourself now losing out on being a present mom because now you're constantly at the gym, or you're constantly worrying about how you look on pictures. And let's talking about pictures, you want to value these moments, and you want your baby to also see these moments. Now, if you're going to be too conscious about your body, you're going to get to a point whereby you are not even comfortable in taking pictures because, ooh, I don't want my tummy to show, or ooh, I don't want this. Can't you're forgetting that we are actually recreating memories for our kids. So as much as, yes, your body won't be the same again, but that is not a hill you should die on, my sweetheart. If anything, you're more curvaceous. If anything, your body now is the thing, because it brings life. You are in partnership with God. God uses you to bring life into this earth. God uses you to teach you how to do things so that his purpose for the life that you have brought on life happens. So I think that's a light you need to look at your body under. So every time how Sheba is feeling and you're feeling, Hwabu, I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that you are a mother. I want you to remember that you brought life onto this earth. Say it is number one, extend grace to yourself. That is first and foremost. And secondly, acceptance does not mean that you need to live with what you're unhappy about. If you are unhappy, change it. There are actually things that you can do to change that body. And howsoever you wish to change the body, be it working out, be it buying the body, be it using weight loss strips, or whatever it is, as long as it's healthy, go for it. Go for it. Truth number 4, and that is motherhood is exhausting. Yes. 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 Guys, motherhood is exhausting. That is the truth. And let us not sugarcoat it. Let us not sugarcoat it. Motherhood is exhausting, because not only are you dealing with truth number 5, which is that your body is no longer the same, and you're fighting to get this body that you want in your head. There's this other human being that you need to take care of. And while you're still learning to take care of this human being, you're still learning to live in this body that you have. You understand that you now have. And while you added this husband of yours, you understand, this husband of yours wants to eat. This whatever this point is, wherever he wants to eat, but he wants to eat, and there is you trying to bounce back to purpose. That's another thing, because before you were a mother, you had plans. Before you were a mother, you had a vision. And now that you have a human being in the picture, you need to now restructure the vision. And that's the thing, you don't lose the vision, but you restructure the vision so that this human being is not neglected in the purpose. So all that can be tiring, and that is the truth, and it is okay. That's another thing that I'm learning in motherhood, is that my truth is my truth, and don't feel bad about it. And you saying motherhood is tiring does not mean that you're not happy about being a mother. No. And it doesn't make you any less of a mother. Okay. So what I want to teach under point number 4 is, don't overstretch yourself. Do not overstretch yourself. because as is, motherhood is a lot, you know. So where you are able to go, go. If you can't go any further, don't, you know. So yeah, that is the truth. I think what paralyzes us, or what makes us shy about accepting and being truthful with the fact that motherhood is tiring and exhausting. I think exhausting is the perfect word. Is exhausting is that we have this memories cemented in our minds of how our mothers did things, or how our mothers did things, you know. And this is what I always say when they say, why did women in the past, why were they able to run a household, cook, do the laundry, go to meetings, be present, be there for their husbands, and do this, do that, and not have nannies? Why are we so big on nannies in this era? And this is what I want us to be conscious about, is that many of them did not have careers. Many of them were not career moms. They didn't have to wake up and report on duty, or they didn't run businesses like we do, you know. They didn't have social platforms that they wanted to build people on, or the social platforms which they used to fulfill their visions and purpose on this earth. All of that was not there. So it would be truly unfair of us to expect this era of mothers to operate in the same way that our mothers did. You know, they came from a place where, or a time where man would go and work and they stay at home and they be mothers. But that's not where we are today, you know? So do not feel guilty at all, and don't be shy to admit that it is exhausting. And I feel like that's where the wisdom is, because when you accept that it is exhausting, you are able to extend grace to yourself, and you're able to say, I can't do this, or yes, I can do this. You're able to be real with what is going on. So that is the truth. Motherhood is exhausting, guys, and it is okay to be tired. It is okay to be tired. Okay. Now on truth number 3, and that is, it is okay to ask for help. I think this is a continuation from the previous point that we raised. It is okay to put yourself up, to open yourself up to help, because we need it. You know, be it in a form of a nanny, be it in a form of weekends taking one a house, it's okay. It is okay, and it does not mean that you are not happy about being a mom. And sorry about my nose, I've got flu. So I just want to share something real quick. When I first gave birth, right, the first few months after that, yes, on the first week or two, I think I went home, and then I came back to my house. And there was a time when I felt that I'm just overstretched. There was a time when I felt that I actually can't can't not even can't do this, because I don't think you I don't think you get to a point where you're like, you can't do this. You know you can do it. It's just that you were tired, you know? And I would get so overwhelmed. I'd get so overwhelmed. And there are times when I would actually cry in the shower, because that's a safe place, because you have water running down your face and nobody sees that you're actually crying, you know? And I would cry in the shower. And this is one question that a mom who's overwhelmed would have in their minds, and that is, am I really cut out to be a mom? You know? And it's okay to ask yourself those questions at times. It is, and it is so huge. The opening yourself up for help is very important to me. And I remember this is a conversation I had with my husband, where I said, I actually feel like I need a nanny, you know? And his understanding of this comes from a point of uncomfortability. He says that he feels uncomfortable to have another person or stranger in our house, because then it means we can't walk around naked in the house. It means we can do the naughty in the house the way we want, But which I agree with, which are all valid reasons, But I think we need to triage the concerns, because when a mother says I need help, it comes from I am exhausted. It comes from I'm overstretching myself. It comes from there are things I want to do but I can't do, and it's affecting me as a person before me as a mother. You know what I mean? And I've realized that with me as a person, that when I'm not having time to me, when I'm not having time to mamelo, I become very frustrated. I become very irritable, because one thing about purpose is that purpose would make you feel uncomfortable if you're not going after it, woe unto thee when you've gotten to a point whereby your purpose in life, when you're not going for your purpose, you are not, you find peace, life goes on, then you must know that you're a dead man walking, But when you're still in touch with your purpose and you are not fulfilling it, you're not taking steps to reach it, it frustrates you. I know it does that to me, I have Sufficient Grace Foundation, which I have big plans for, I've got big dreams for, but I need the time. I've got my YouTube channel, which I've got big plans for, which I've got big ideas for. I need time for that, I've got a beautiful son, a handsome one, who's growing every day, maturing every day, developing every day. And I want to be a part of that. You understand? And there's my husband, who is so loving, so supportive. And I want to be the best wife I can be to him. I need time, So in order for me to be fully present in all those spheres. And there's work. There's work. There's my work, which I love so much. I have my patients. One day I'll tell you about what I do exactly at my workplace. But I've got work which I'm so passionate about, and that means that I need to constantly be up to date with the policies. I constantly need to be up to date with the new changes. You know what I mean? So that I render the optimum care to my patients. So all that needs me to be consciously and fully present at all times. And in order for me to do that, I need to triage the important things. And if I can, which I believe I'm at a point whereby I can, if I can delegate or find somebody who can do certain things for me, I'm at a point whereby I feel I should do. There are things that I refuse to do. And that is me as a person. There are things I refuse to do. I refuse to wake up early in the morning, bath the baby, get the baby ready, do breakfast, bath Linda myself, look pretty, because I want to look pretty at work. Get myself to look pretty, do breakfast, make sure hubby looks good and decent for work, then go to work, be fully present at work, and then come back, fetch the baby, and then play mom. After playing mom, make sure that there is supper. After feeding the family supper, make sure that the house is decent so that tomorrow morning I don't have much work to do. And then we need to put baby in bed routinely, right? And then we need to go to bed. And then we need to do things in the bed with the husband. And it's too much. Personally, I feel it's too much. So be in touch of the things that matter to you. You understand? And then focus on things that matter to you. And on the things that you should do, but you can also find someone to do them. I feel you should. You can find a nanny. Do that. If you can find help, do that. If you can have a stay-in nanny, also do that, so that you are able to function, so that your mental health is up to standard, do that. If you want somebody to come in on scheduled days to come in and help, do that. But what I'm saying is, do not overwhelm yourself with all these things. Listen to me, and I want to say this, and I want you guys to hear me. Doing everything in the house does not make you a super mom. If anything, it's going to drain you. And when you are drained, you are not going to be a happy mom. And if you're not a happy mom, you're not going to have a happy child. If you don't have a happy child, you don't have a happy home, and you're not going to have a happy husband. Things are just going to fall apart. Things are just going to fall apart. Do not overstretch yourself. Where you are able to get help, get help. I am big on that. And do not feel shy Don't feel bad. Get it? That's my truth. So on to truth number 3, which is survival mode is okay. And one task at a time or in a day is okay. Guys, I'm saying this so slowly because I want to put emphasis on them, and I hope that's exactly what I'm doing. Let me tell you, there's what we call survival mode in motherhood. That's when you don't know whether you are going or coming. You don't know if it's 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. You don't know if right now you should prioritize eating, cooking. If now you are giving your baby fast food instead of cooking, if that is a good thing, it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. Sometimes, especially when on maternity leave, if you do not have help. I remember this when I was on maternity leave and the hub would be at work. You would literally have to choose between bathing or eating, because you can't do both. It's a limited time that you have. So you have to choose between doing those things, and one task a day, it's enough. The thing is, we want to be superwomen, guys. That will only take you to a mental institution, I promise you. One task, it's okay. But here's what I love about survival mode. Survival mode helps you to get your feeting right on what is important and what isn't important. Survival mode number 1 will make you not be available unnecessarily. That's another thing that motherhood teaches you. You understand what actually, like, my time is very precious. You understand? I remember the other time they were telling us that there's overtime. Overtime is now going to be paid in monetary value, because what happened previously or prior to the contract that we signed now was that you would get time in lieu for your overtime, meaning that you will actually get a day off for the day that you have worked. But now they're saying it's monetary value. And I said, I just want to know how much it is. I first want to know how much it is before I work. Here's why. Monday to Friday, I'm at work. I see my baby every day, yes, but I don't see them as much, and I'm not as fully present as I would like to be. So on the weekends, that's my time to be with my baby. And as a young person, as a young married person, and as a young friend, there are frequent events that you need to attend, social gatherings or social events that you need to attend. Understand? So when I do not have anything, I would love to be with my son. So if you are calling me to come to work, I need to know how much that is. You get what I mean? So that's the nice thing about having the going through the survival mode. It teaches you, and like, being important and what is not important. You understand? Because truth is, you do need the money, but now, is this money really worth it for me to not spend time with my child? You weigh your options and you start thinking, mamang as a one, and you're not a nasty person, you're not a mean person when you're doing this. This is you now taking stock of your time, taking inventory of the things that matters over the things that don't matter in your life, and you come out of survival mode with a clear mind, a clear head, because now you understand, one, your time is precious, two, you can't be spending your time on things that really do not matter, and you get clear understanding of what it is that is really important to you as a person, important for your family, important for your child. You understand what I mean? So the only thing is, do not be in survival mode forever. You understand? Firstly, acknowledge and identify who you are now. You understand? But after going, you need to come back and say, okay, now let me get things right. So you do this, you did that. Please come do the laundry and do the ironing. Okay, now I will do the bedding, because my bedroom is the personal space. I will handle this room. And then you say, babe, please wash the baby on this day. Now I will do this. Now you come back, and now, because you have a clear head, you have sat down and strategized to say, this is what I want to be done. You understand? And another thing about, I just want to read what I said here. I said, it filters out what matters and what doesn't. That is the beauty of survival mode. Or you come out of survival mode. Hence, I'm saying do not stay in survival mode, because you're not out to and be comfortable and build a house or build some sort of structure in survival mode. That's the danger, because now you're going to be in constant survival mode, and at some point you're going to crash. You know what I mean? So how look at survival mode? Use that as a time to declutter your mind and strategize on your life. And I remember when I was in survival mode at one point, that's where I actually sat down to myself and thought, okay, I'm saying I want a nanny. What is it that I want the nanny to do? That's the other things that we take for granted, you know? You say you want help, you hire someone to come in and help. And when they are helping, because you didn't stipulate what it is that you want help with, now they are not helping you the way you want them to help you, and you're being frustrated with them. And they are also being frustrated with you, because they are doing the best to what they think is what you need help with. You understand? So in your survival mode, when everything becomes too much, it gives you a clear understanding to say, actually my house, in order for my house to function or my home to function, the things that are weighing me down, number one is that laundry, number two is cleaning the house, number three is waking up, having to bath the baby, and getting ready for work. That's a mission for me. So now you identify all these things that are your mountains in Tabasako, you know, and then you're able to sit down and say, and do delegation. As nurses, we know that. That's when you do your delegation. You sit down and say, okay, this is going to be handled by this one. This is going to be handled by this one. This is what I'm going to do. And life becomes better. It says she is vigilant over the activities of her household. She doesn't eat food of laziness. Right? So even the Bible knows that Mudimu oriente as women to be vigilant, you know, to say, whenever you are in survival mode, remember that even the Proverbs 31, I can rather quote Proverbs 31 when we are, so even in motherhood, there is Proverbs 31. And how you can use Proverbs 31 in motherhood, and especially in survival mode, is that you need to remember that, hey, listen, actually, the Bible, this is what the Bible says about me. It says, I am vigilant over the activities of my household, and I do not eat from the food of laziness. So sitting down in survival mode and say, I can't do this, is actually going against what God says about you. You understand? So in case you're trying to make God a liar, you need to get up and get your house in order. Off to truth number 2. So truth number 2 says, take time out. Yes, you. Matepo, take time out. Tato, take time out. Busisiwe, take time out. You know, if I could, I would call out all these names. But guys, take time out. And here's the thing, time out does not need to be fancy. Time out does not need to have a hefty budget for you to actually engage in it. Time out could be, please hold the baby, I'm gonna take a long shower. Emphasis on long. Time out could be, I'm actually gonna go do my hair this Saturday. And that's the thing, I got to a point whereby I wanted to be such a good mother that I felt if I take time out to go do my hair, who's gonna stay with my child? Because honestly, I don't know if it's a phase or something in motherhood where you feel if I don't do it, no one's gonna do it better, or no one's gonna do it right. Excuse me. And you feel I can't leave my child. What if no, take time out. Take the time out. Go do your hair. Go sit at the salon with other women and listen to other women talk about their problems. Laugh out loud. Have time to just sit and browse through your phone while you're at the salon. Do it. And when everybody's sleep in the evening, if you go to bed late, use that time to take a book, read. That is your time, you know. If you have your time out through how driver going to work, it's okay to not participate in what is it called, something buddies, when you guys transport each other to work. If that is your me time, do not feel bad. Don't engage in that thing. Driver only wants, so you should listen to your music, you listen to your sermon, or sometimes you just want to drive in utter silence, you know, and just listen to your thoughts. Do that. Whatever time out means to you, do it. Do more of it, you know? And you can start with one task every day. You can start with one task every day to say, every day, no matter how crazy the day can be, I want to read for 20 minutes. That is your me time. That is because another thing, and I had this other clinical psychologist say, another thing that comes with motherhood, which we don't normally talk about, is the trauma that other mothers have. And that trauma comes from them thinking that they have lost their sense of identity. This clinical psychologist was saying another thing that we do not talk about is that there are mothers who say that they have trauma post-delivery because they feel that they've lost their sense of identity now that there's this human being. Now their whole life is devoted into taking care of this human being, such that they've forgotten who they are, or they feel they do not have time for themselves. And that's one thing I don't wish on anyone, you understand? And that's another truth that we don't sit and talk about when we talk about motherhood. We talk about all the nice things, you know? So in order for you to avoid getting or falling into that trap or falling into that mental space, you know, which I can imagine not to be so good or not to be so precious, is for you to take time out. Is for you to have your time out and remind yourself in your time out, remind yourself of who you are, remind yourself of your aspirations, what it is that you wanted to do. I mean, your dreams are still valid. Now that you're a mom does not mean momhood is all the hood you're going to live in. No, you still need to pursue your purpose on this planet, and that can only be found in your me time. And that, listen to me carefully, at Linda, my child is now 2 years old. I still have mom guilt when I take time out, and I still don't take such time out as many time out sessions as I would like to take. My time outs are going to do my hair, and that's about it. You know what I mean? But you are gonna feel, this is what I wanted to say, that you are still gonna feel guilty or not. Your mental health depends on it. Go out and take time out to yourself, so that you remind yourself of who you are, so that you remind yourself of where you want to go, so that you actually plan on how you're going to achieve your plans. Because here's the thing, we all thrive on defining who we are, and the minute that is disturbed and you have shaky ground on who you are, it disturbs you as a person. You understand? And there's so much fulfillment that comes with you fulfilling your purpose. And when you are running for your purpose, hey son, life becomes so exciting. And when you're excited about life, you do better in life. You do better for yourself, and you do better for those around you. So I cannot express any harder of how paramount importance it is for you to take time out to yourself. So that is the other truth that I want you guys to know. So on motherhood truth number 1, this is one that I got from another woman at work, and it said, you will get time to sleep again. So because so simply what she meant, maybe let me unpack it. What she meant is that banaba are not going to be young forever. They're going to grow up, and they're going to go out and live their own lives, live your house, live you and your husband, to do everything and anything you want to do, read all the books you want to do, go to all the salons you're going to want to go to, and they're gonna leave, and you are going to get that 10-hour sleep that you want. So because I am not at that point yet, my son is only 2 years old, guys, I'm not gonna talk on things that I do not have experience on. But for those of you, that's one thing I want you guys to remember, that you are gonna sleep at some point, you know. So back to one that will the one that I will relate to is that motherhood is beautiful. Yes. After all those nasty and hard and life challenging, life altering moments and lessons that I have shared, motherhood is beautiful. That is one title, e leng hore it It just brings so much contentment. It brings so much fulfillment, you know? It is beautiful. It is beautiful to know that no matter how challenged you are in that day, no matter how bad life could be going on in whatever moment you are in, but this human being looks at you and all they feel is love. This human being looks at you and they think you can do it, and they think you are capable of doing anything and everything in this whole world wide. There's this human being who knows that my mom's gonna do it. There's this human being who knows that, hey, I'm hungry and you're gonna do something about it. Motherhood is everything. Motherhood is everything, guys. It's everything, with all the hard work, with all the uncomfortable moments it comes with, but it is beautiful. And I'm sharing this because I don't want us to get so clouded with all the negative aspects of it, because they are there, you know, and forget that actually this is beautiful. Forget that you are building a human being that, hey guys, that God saw it fit for you to be a mother. God saw it fit to entrust you with life and say, this is life that I'm entrusting you with. And like but that's what God is saying. God is saying, I have faith in you, you know. So what more? Because to me that says a lot about what God sees when he looks at us as mothers. And abona good. Hey, that's another thing that I want us to remember when we are going in motherhood. But God knew, because he's the author of time. He's the finisher of our life. He's the beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega, you know. So he knows everything before it even happens, you know. Before we experience the problem and go to him with our problems, he has the solutions because he saw the problems. You understand? I want you, when you're in that moment when everything is becoming too much, I want you to remember that he knew that it's gonna become too much, but still, he saw you fit. That is not gangster. If that does not tell you or reassure you of just how boss you are as a mother, I honestly don't know what will. Because God has great faith in us for giving us human beings. Some of us really not one but two. Okay, not me. Not me yet, you know. But for God to give you life and say, Togomela this life, you know, and sometimes we don't even have a clear sight of what God's purpose is for Banaba. But he's saying, listen, I trust you still. For personally, the fact that God has entrusted me with this life. Understand? And every time when it gets so hard, I'm like, so God saw even this challenge and still saw me fit. That speaks volume. And I want you to always remember that as a mother. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this conversation. Please let me know what you thought in the comment section. Please let me know if there's any truth that you have experienced and how you have learned to go around it. What lessons have you learned? And let us just build each other, man. You know, as mommies, especially when you've experienced motherhood, to new mothers, let us be kind, because I think we now have a clear picture of what it is and how we can best help them. You know what I mean? Check up on them. And I think now we know how all we need sometimes is a visitor that will just hold the baby while you go take a nap, or a visitor that will hold a baby and make sure that you have your cup of tea while it's still hot. You know, let us express or stretch out that grace to mothers who are coming. Otherwise, from me, thank you so much for watching. Now my nasal drainage is becoming too much all of a sudden. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And like I said, please let me know in the comment section if there's anything that you relate to. Let me know. Let us talk about it, and let us just my main aim, or my biggest battle, maybe let me just share this. My biggest battle in life is to be a host of conversation, or to host conversations that empower us around motherhood, because Motherhood has in Tunyani, guys. As in Tunyani. And my biggest bite was that, guys. I just want us to empower each other and have honest conversations around motherhood, and have conversations that will help empower us as mothers, you know, and help build each other. Otherwise, thank you so much. Let me wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. From me, let me pay dues to my in-laws. From me, Mamelo and Komela Kore Nakeza Snene for tuning in and Shkomushin Gatekisa. And it was always with mad love to have you guys here. Please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to engage with me. Otherwise, thank you so much.